Okay, गेस्ट नहीं आया, मैं उसको कॉल कर रहा हूँ.
Hi, you've reached Kris Kelso. I am unable to answer the phone right now, but if you'll leave a name and number, I will call you back as soon as I get a chance. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Kris. This is Siddique, the host of Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm ready for our interview. I have texted you the link right now, and also I'm going to send you an email in a moment. Call me, text me if you like to reschedule. That's okay too. However, my number is 770-648-4371. That is 770-648-4371. And speak soon. Think of a devil, and devil is here. I was just leaving a voicemail, Kris, for you.
Yeah, I apologize. It took me a minute to find the link in the different emails that I got and get signed in. So
Understood.
sorry.
I'm so glad. So you're welcome back. So Kris, Kelso.
Yes.
So you are an author, speaker, and leadership and entrepreneurial leadership coach.
Yes, I am.
How long you have been doing this?
So I've been an entrepreneur for about 14 years, and I've been focused on coaching and speaking and writing, producing content for about the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I just want to let you know my team is watching and we are on a recorded call, even though we are not live yet. Okay.
Okay.
So 1 second. And your website is thekelsogroup.com, is that right?
No, it's kriskelso.com.
Your email was kris.kelso@thekelsogroup.com. That's what you sent.
Yeah, the email address is the Kelso Group, but it just redirects. The website is just kriskelso.com.
Okay, I'm glad I checked with you. So I'm good. Visit the website right now. We only check things while the guest is there, just So
Okay.
we don't do. Okay, get clarity, take action, lead with confidence. Every
Yes.
entrepreneur journey is unique. So let's chart yours together. I love your branding, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. This. Your name is very unique and also very unique spelled as well.
Yes, thanks.
Is the other Kris
helps me stand out a little bit.
Yeah, because the other Kris is very common, like a John Smith, So this
Yeah,
Kris spelling
right.
is different. So you're really competing with other people,
That's right.
Okay, wonderful. Have you seen all of my questions?
I have, yes.
So I understand that you are an author yourself too. And however, I have a question that what's the impactful business book you have read? Can I see the cover, please?
Yes, right here.
Excellent. And also, I want you to show your own book too. How many books you are author? Just curious.
Just one.
Okay. Do you have that book handy with you? Excellent. So I will give you a chance to speak about your book. I will add one more question for you. However, when I'm asking about the impactful business book, you only talk about the other book, not yours one.
I'll talk about this one. Yes.
Yeah, yes. So we keep everything clear, So,
yeah.
And I'm
Perfect.
just curious, how young are you?
I'm 45.
45. Okay. Any questions on my questions?
I don't think so. All seem pretty straightforward.
Okay, excellent. So we will be done in 15 minutes interview. Interview should be, that's our goal. Sometimes it takes a minute more, sometimes it takes a minute less. That's okay,
Sure.
No big deal. And are you looking for more clients? You already have enough.
I've got room for a couple more.
Couple of more. What do you do for them?
Well, I'm an executive coach, so I work one-on-one primarily with business owners, and also occasionally with their entire leadership team, helping them with strategic planning, goal setting, problem solving, all those sorts of things.
This is like a one-to-one or group?
Both. So one-on-one with most of my clients, and then occasionally I'll work with the entire leadership team all together, facilitating their quarterly offsite strategic planning days and other strategy sessions.
Just curious, in last 12 months, we have been going through roller coaster in many, many ways from every angle, and how your business is impacted in that one?
How is my business or my clients?
Your business.
My business, it dropped a little bit when the pandemic first hit. Had some people have to just stop everything because of the way their businesses were impacted. But by the second half of the year, it all really came back, and I gained some new clients last year, and things turned out pretty well. I actually did a little better in 2020 than I did in 2019.
How big is your team?
My team is just me.
Just you?
Yeah.
So let's check your bandwidth. How many clients you can handle at once?
Oh, I can handle, it depends on what I'm doing for who, because some of them I do a lot more and some of them I do just a few. So anywhere from 15 to 25 at a time.
And I'm just curious, how many active clients you have right now?
I would have to look, but it's in that range. I mean, like I said, I have room for a couple more, but I'm not looking for a ton.
Yeah. So what is the ideal outcome you want from this podcast? You know, there may be one or two more clients coming, maybe nothing. I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, if some people reached out to me, wanted to work further, that would be great. If people picked up my book, that would be great. I also do quite a bit of public speaking. So if someone wanted to book me for a conference or something like that, that would be awesome too.
Cool. Very good. Very good. I'm ready to go live. And in case we send you some client, do you pay for a referral, affiliate commission or something, or you don't pay?
I don't have anything formal in place, but I'm open to that if that's necessary as part of it.
So, and we can also book you for a different events all over US and also in Middle East as well, right, through the Zoom. So you don't have to travel. Are you open to the international speaking and corporations?
Yeah, I'm open. Sure.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
So we may have a follow-up call later on some other time, some other day, where we can discuss specific arrangements, how that can work out. Okay. And let's just focus on the interview. So I'm ready to go live unless you have any question for me.
No, let me just make sure my device is on disturbs. Don't get any dings or noises.
I got it. We all get it, you know. Okay. All good?
Yep.
Okay. I start and then bring you in a moment. Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Kris Kelso. Kris, as an author, I apologize. Kris is an author, speaker, and entrepreneurial leadership coach. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Kris Kelso. Kris, welcome.
Hey, great to be here. Thank you so much.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, so it started 14 or so years ago when I began my first company that was an IT consulting firm. And I grew that business to 7 figures in revenue and had a great team. But I found that we would go do some really great work in the IT department of a company. We would help them really build a solid team and create a healthy culture and be very productive. And if the rest of the organization was dysfunctional, particularly if the leadership of the company was not healthy, then all of our great work would eventually just erode once we were gone. And so after seeing that happen more than once, I got a little bit frustrated, and I decided that I want to work at the very top level of organizations. I want to work with the C-suite. I want to work with the owners, with boards of directors, and I want to influence from the top down so that I can have a lasting impact on the companies that I work with. And so through a series of moves over almost a decade, I have gotten to the point now where I'm an executive coach working almost exclusively with owner operators of small businesses. And so I work with the owner, the C-suite, and sometimes the board of directors.
What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
So in the kind of work that I do as a coach and a leadership trainer, I think that 3 mistakes that people make are, number 1, coaching from only your experience. If I only bring my experience and the businesses I've run, the situations I've been in, and that's all that I draw from to give my clients help, it's not a complete picture, and it's not going to be applicable to their situation more often than not. The second mistake that I see people make in my business is not getting training. They think that just because they've run a business that they can go coach other business owners, and coaching is a skill, and training and teaching is a skill that has to be developed alongside the expertise and experience that you bring to a situation. So when I decided to become an executive coach, I spent 18 months in coach training and got certified with the International Coach Federation, and continue to take classes and work with other more experienced coaches to make sure I'm raising my game. And the last one, I guess, would be to not have a coach of your own. Sometimes people reach a certain point where they feel like, now I'm the mentor and the teacher, and I don't need anybody else speaking into my life. Like I've reached the pinnacle, and there is no pinnacle. We're all only as good as our own growth and development that we're doing. So I think that every coach should have a coach, and every teacher should also be learning from others. And so I try to make sure that I'm always teaching and learning at the same time.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn, and how did you recover from it?
Well, back when I was running a consulting firm, my team and we developed this new service offering that we thought was just this brilliant idea that was going to be amazing. And we thought so much of it that we went and hired a marketing firm to produce materials and get us a pitch deck, and we really figured out how we were going to go out and sell it. And the mistake that we made is we did all of that, and we invested that money, and we designed the whole thing without ever actually talking to any customers. And the short version of the story is we barely made enough money on that service to cover our costs, and then realized that it wasn't really going to work. We just assumed that we knew what people want. And so the learning that I took from that was always talk to customers as early as possible in the process, even if you're just ideating. And I did this very recently. I had an idea for a program, and immediately that same day, I went and talked to a couple of people who I thought would be potential prospects. And I threw out the idea, and I got some feedback, and they were really encouraging. And then I developed the program, and one of them ended up signing up and becoming a customer. But it is what it is, and it's good and useful because I got that feedback early on, and I made sure I knew that I was selling something people wanted.
What are your top 3 success secrets others can model from?
I think 3 of the things that I've learned in my entrepreneurial career are, number 1, that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of the process of success. That failure is learning, and that learning is really necessary and valuable to success. So I have learned to not fear failure, but to embrace it as a necessary part of the process. A second one would be that you can learn while you're doing something. You don't have to master something before you start working on it. And that you don't have to be an expert before you take the first step. So many people worry that they've got to take a course or pass a course or get certified or do something before they can actually start to practice or try or experiment with something that they want to do. And one of the things I loved about the coach training that I did and the certification process is you can't be certified until you have a certain number of hours with actual paying clients. So you don't get certified and then go get your first client. You have to go get clients and start doing the work in order to get certified and to be called an expert in that thing. And so I really embrace the idea that you can learn along the way. You can learn while you're doing something, and education is part of the journey, not just a thing that you do up front in order to be qualified and capable of doing something. And the third lesson that I think I've really learned is to surround yourself with smart and talented people. In my first business, the consulting firm that I started, for the first probably 7 or 8 years, I was the youngest, least educated, and least experienced person in the entire company. Everyone that I hired, I wanted to be an upgrade from me. And so I surrounded myself with people who had more experience than I did, who had more knowledge than I did, who had more education than I did. And that was the big part of the success of that firm, was the people that I brought in. And it made me look really good and really smart, but in truth, it was the collective of all the people that I brought around me that helped me be successful there.
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
All right. Yes, I'm ready.
What are you grateful for today?
What am I grateful for today? Well, you know, we're recording this and this live broadcast the weekend before Memorial Day. So I am very thoughtful and grateful for the country that I live in and the people who sacrificed to make this great country what it is and to preserve the freedoms that we have here.
How young are you?
I am 45 years young.
Kris, you are not 45, you are 18 years old with 27 years experience.
Yes, that's right. Just celebrated the 27th anniversary of my 18th birthday.
Yeah. What do you want to do when you grow up?
You know, I love what I'm doing right now, which is coaching and teaching and speaking to people, helping them to eliminate roadblocks and to get clarity around their situation and make decisions and take decisive action. And so I think that I want to continue doing this. I just want to do it bigger and better. So I'm going to continue to improve at it. I'm going to continue to work towards bigger audiences, wider influence, and keep doing what I'm doing right now, because this is just work that I enjoy so much and it's very gratifying.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
You know, I lean on God. I lean on my faith. I lean on the people that God's put in my life that surround me, that hold my arms up and help me through those challenging, difficult times. I especially think it's important to have a right perspective when you're facing a challenge, to not get isolated and only see through your lens, but to get other perspectives to make sure you're seeing it for what it is.
How do you start your day?
Well, I am not a morning person, so usually the first thing I do when I get out of bed is take a hot shower, because it wakes me up. It sort of gives me a little bit more of an alertness boost and helps me take the first couple of steps that I need to take for the day.
What is the advice you will give to a younger yourself?
I think if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would tell me to take more risks and to not fear failure. But to see failure as learning and to try things that scare me. And I think I've done that to some degree, but I could certainly have done more of it.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, I'm fortunate to have a wife who's very supportive and encouraging. And in fact, she sometimes pushes me harder than I push myself. So I don't usually have to do a lot of convincing. She's been very, very supportive, and I'm grateful for that.
What is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it?
So the most impactful book I've read, or one of them, is this book, How Will You Measure Your Life by Clayton Christensen. And the reason I love this book is Christensen is the author behind the theory of disruptive innovation, the jobs to be done theory, a lot of the prevalent management and leadership theories in business. And he took a lot of those ideas and principles in this book and he turned them around and applied them to our personal lives. So as a guy who loves business and loves business strategy and business modeling, to take those great concepts and apply them to me personally, it really resonated and I got a lot from it.
I understand that you are author of a book. Can I see your book, please? Why someone should read it? What's the impact they will have it? Can I see the book, please? Yeah,
my book is called Overcoming the Imposter. And it is the story of, it's a number of stories actually, of the journey of an entrepreneur and the struggle with this thing called imposter syndrome. And it's all about building confidence and leaning into risk and understanding how to turn the fear of failure into a motivation and an anticipation of great things happening. So it's written for not just entrepreneurs, but anybody who is pushing the boundaries, who's innovating, who's trying new things, who's taking risks, or who has been afraid of taking risks and really wants to.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Well, I think that the lessons that I've learned and the wisdom that I have gained through my experience and through the things that I've learned from others, those things will die with me if I don't pass them on. So it's really important for me to pass along anything that I've gained in this life to make sure that it perpetuates beyond me, that it's helpful to people beyond my death. So that's why I want to have an impact.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
Well, I thought a lot about this question because there have been many, but probably one of the most impactful people is a pastor named Maury Davis, who I sat under for somewhere around something like 20 years, maybe more than 20 years. And so he had a profound impact on the way that I think, the way that I see the world, the way that I tackle obstacles and face challenges, and really instilled a lot of the foundations of how I believe today. So I'm really thankful for his influence in my life.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I would like to be remembered as a person who gave more than he took. And I don't know that I'm there yet. I think I still have some selfish ways that I need to work out and develop and improve. But that's what I'd love to be before I die, is someone who people say he always gave more than he took.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is the owner operator of a small business, typically between 1 and 25 million in revenue, with anywhere from a handful to 100 employees. And I work with those companies, the owner operator, and sometimes their entire leadership team, both as a one-on-one coach and also to facilitate communication and planning and clarity of vision among that team, and make sure that they're all rowing in the same direction and that they're all working toward the same set of goals.
Mm-hmm. How can we support you?
I think that supporting would mean letting people know about my message, letting people know about my book that I've written and my website. The book can be found at overcomingtheimposter.com. And there people, in fact, can download a free sample chapter. So if you're not sure what imposter syndrome is or how it relates to you, or whether or not this is for you, you can grab a free sample chapter of the book and just give it a try and test it out. You can also find out more about me personally and my business, the work I do with executives and their leadership teams at kriskelso.com. And I've got some examples of coaching there, some testimonials from some of my clients, and also a lot of material that I've both written or examples like this of podcasts and shows that I've been on that people can find all at that website.
We're about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
I would say that it is probably the most fast-paced, rapid-fire show and interview that I've been a part of, and that has challenged me because I'm not always as concise as I need to be. So this has forced me to think really critically and to be really concise with my answers. And so that's helpful to me. Thanks.
What would you say as a final word?
As a final word, I would just say to anybody who's listening or watching to not fear failure. Failure is not fatal. A failure or mistake is not a black mark on your record. It's not a permanent scar. In fact, it's an education. We learn more from failure than we do from success. And so if you find yourself hurling towards a failure or you're worried about failure, don't run from it, embrace it, and take from it the wisdom that can come from those failures and use it to catapult yourself to the next success.
Thank you so much, Kris, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes. Kris, thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Thank you.
Let me say this, you are not as good as you think, you are better.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I like to have a follow-up call with you to see how we can mutually collaborate. I can send you some customers, or you can send me some customers, or we just never speak to each other ever. So whatever, all the options on the table.
Okay.
And when can we speak? Later today or sometime next week?
Let's see. Let me look at the calendar.
For me, next week better looking than this week today.
Yeah, next week, either Wednesday afternoon
Okay.
or
I'm
Friday sometime.
I'm going to check my calendar right now. 1 second. You said Wednesday afternoon, June 2nd?
Yes.
What time?
I am open anytime after noon Central.
Noon Central, it will be, okay. How about 3:30? How about 4:30?
4:30 Central Time or your time?
That's
You're in
it.
Atlanta, right?
Yes. You know what? Let's do a 5:30 East Coast, 4:30 like the Central.
Okay, 4:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let me send you the notification. It will be a Zoom call where you and I will talk.
Okay.
Business. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
There's a little homework for you if you're ready.
What's that?
Homework is whatever your offers are, come up with a list. And here are the prices. And in case we send you a customer for any one of them, what % you like to pay on a performance. That's it.
Okay. I'll think about that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very good, Kris. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
ओके अच्छा अभी मेरी किसी की बात सुनने का टाइम नहीं है अभी मेरे पास क्योंकि अगली मीटिंग इज अबाउट टू स्टार्ट इन अ मिनट और होपफुली यू लर्न समथिंग आखिरी इसमें सीखने वाली बात इसमें से ये थी कि मैंने उसका माइंड पहले फ्रेम कर दिया है कि आपने अपनी लिस्ट बनानी है प्राइस क्या होगी हर एक की और उसमें से जो कस्टमर को भेजेगा उसके % क्या होगी ठीक है उससे 30 मिनट वाली मीटिंग 15 मिनट में चली जाएगी अगर ये होमवर्क नहीं करेगा उसको मैंने वो मीटिंग ही कैंसिल कर देंगे बात खत्म होगी क्लियर होगी बात ओके डन थैंक यू डन आई सी यू ऑन द नेक्स्ट वन